Today we are catching some more Geoguessr cheaters with this new investigations feature. You guys really liked the last video, so let's just get straight into it, starting with some NPC games. And let's see. Starting with what appears to be Bulgaria, or at least that's where I would guess. This pavement kind of looks like it. Doesn't have to be the case though. Okay, opponent just zooms in. Nothing really too weird about this. I don't know why they're scanning though. Oh. Well, that's interesting. So here's the thing. Bulgaria here is not really that hard to get. Like, this pavement kind of looks Bulgarian if you've seen enough of Bulgaria rounds. The fall coverage would make you lean more towards northeast. That's where the most of fall coverage is in Bulgaria. And yeah, I don't know how they got the 5k. Like, why would you zoom in on such a random road? So that's suspicious. Maybe they just knew the road. I can't tell. But this one is interesting. Again, a lot of you guys did agree with me that knowing the elo of a person would be like probably ideal, because if this is like a high level person and they just know the road in Bulgaria, like there's nothing suspicious there. But if this is like a gold level player and they just did this, yeah, like then I'm suspicious, then they're scripting for sure. So I'm gonna assume here that this person most likely isn't like a top level player. So because of that, I think I'm gonna say that they're scripting, even though, like, why would they zoom in with a script? I mean, it's all kind of weird. Like, yeah, and I mean, there's like, this is not the only road in Bulgaria. Like, there's a ton of roads in northwestern Bulgaria with this angle. Why would you pick this one? So I'm gonna say that this is like very suspicious. But also with the fact that they didn't zoom in immediately into Europe, that doesn't have to mean anything though. They maybe wanted to take some time. It's an NPC. Actually, no. Yeah, it can't be, and it can be a low level player, because they have an NPC unlocked. So I think it has to be like a master at least. That's where you get an NPC, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure about this. Like, maybe it's someone who just knows the road. Yeah, like, this is a tough one, because this just might be a very, very high level person. And like, something like this is not impossible. Like, maybe they just lined up the road. Honestly, I think I will leave this at not enough evidence, because like, even though it looks like very suspicious, they didn't like zoom in from here and just plonk the 5k. That's not what happened. Like, if this is like a very high skilled player, and they just thought of like, okay, it's northwestern Bulgaria with the full coverage, let's just try something, and it ended up being a 5k, then it's not that weird. So I'm gonna say that this is honestly insufficient evidence. Googling, definitely not guilty. Scripting, yeah. And some of you guys pointed that I'm not pressing this not guilty button enough, like I'm not using this option. And the thing with that is, like, in my opinion, there should only be insufficient evidence and guilty. And I explained that in the comments to some of you, but we're already assuming that they're not guilty, like, in the first place. And then if we have enough evidence, then we say that they're guilty. So in my opinion, there should only be this and this option. Like, I don't want to say that they're not guilty and like they end up being guilty. But if I say that there is insufficient evidence, like, they're still not going to get banned, because like, we don't have a hard proof of them being guilty. So yeah, that's why I leave a lot of these as insufficient evidence, because that's honestly like what I think should be the case. I mean, here we can say that they're not Googling because like there wasn't really anything to Google. But yeah, unless maybe they went on Google Maps and looked at the exact same road, which is like very unlikely. But yeah, so I'm gonna say that this one, like, it looks very suspicious, don't get me wrong, but if it's like a high-level person, high-level player, like that's kind of doable. Like, I had a lot of guesses like that where I just line up something and it ends up being the 5k. So yeah, I feel like that one was kind of tough. But yeah, let's see if we can get some easier games, because that was really hard, even though it looks very suspicious. But yeah, anyways, round 2, or not really round 2, case 2. Interesting name. That name is probably very Slavic. But yeah, okay, this person, okay, so they're googling the name. Is that the case? Are they googling the name of this person? If they 5k this, they just googled the person. Yeah, I think they googled the person. Honestly, I might try to Google this myself and I'll see what comes up. I'll do that probably in another tab, so I'll just be right back. So yeah, what ended up happening is that like you can Google this person and like it does show up. I mean, one of the options that showed up was Winnipeg, Manitoba, so I think this person just Googled this name, which is kind of funny. Like, you're used to people Googling street names or like city names, but this guy just Googled this guy's name. That's kind of funny. I mean, it's a gettable round, but like this guy didn't really... Actually, I mean, he saw the plates there, like... Yeah, maybe it's not... Like, the thing is... Yeah, he zoomed in, like... You can kind of make out that it's like a Manitoba plate with the front plates, and it's kind of greenish. And it does say .ca on this truck. But like, he spent so much time on this that I'm just convinced that he Googled the name. So I'm gonna say that this person definitely Googled. So yeah, that was kind of funny. I don't think I've ever seen that before, that you just Google a name of someone. But yeah, we have no move again. And let's see. Okay, Brazil, we have the Brazilian signs, the Brazilian poles as well. The soil color also looks very Brazilian with the round poles, and I think we have some sugarcane there. We're probably going Sao Paulo on this. And yeah, like nothing suspicious there. I feel like this is just someone who knew the meta, and their opponent probably didn't know the meta, so they just assumed that this person was cheating. But there is like nothing really suspicious here. Like this, if you know the metas, like this is just a simple round. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this person did not cheat. Like, they zoomed in properly, like there's nothing too suspicious about this. I feel like this is just a low-level player, or like the opponent of this person was just a low-level player who didn't know the metas. Even though like they zoomed in on Sao Paulo, the city, but like, I mean, it's still Sao Paulo. And like, even if you just know that it's Brazil, you just guess Sao Paulo. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this person is not guilty of both things, because I mean, you guys wanted me to do this. I would still prefer to say insufficient evidence, but we'll say not guilty, because like this one is kind of pretty clear. Anyways, let's continue. We have some Israel here and MPZ, but obviously we will move around. And yeah, nothing really suspicious here. Honestly, like, again, this is probably a low-level person just reporting this guy for knowing Israel. Like, we have the yellow plates, the yellow outer lines. We can even see the language in the distance. So yeah, like nothing too suspicious here. It's just that they ended up being really close, but I mean, you can't really click anywhere in Israel. It's just probably a coincidence that they got very close. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this person is not guilty of anything. Let's continue. Yeah, other than the first one, these are relatively straightforward. We have moving, probably Turkey. I mean, it is. We have the white car, the Turkish language. We have the area code there. Does the person know area codes? Honestly, they might. I think we had the coast north as well. So, yeah, nothing suspicious so far. Yeah, okay, there's nothing really on that sign. I will check later if we to see if we had the coast north. I forgot where the area code is, or how the area codes work, honestly. But yeah, there was a place name. It says Amasra, and what did they say? Bartin. They did say Bartin on the sign. Bartin, yeah. I mean, yeah, this person, like, there's nothing suspicious here, honestly. They just found Bartin, like, they didn't even have time to Google, so honestly, yeah, nothing really too suspicious. I think did we have the coast north there at the start? Let me see, or maybe I'm making that up. Yeah, we did have the coast north, so honestly, nothing too suspicious here. I feel like their opponent was likely just tripping, let's just say that way. Anyways, let's continue. We have some more moving. Brazil, we have the area code. I feel like this person will just guess like Brasilia. I mean, we have the Brasilia area code 61. I don't know why they're not insta-guessing. Maybe they're trying to remember. That could be the case, but right now it kind of looks suspicious because they're not trying to... Like, this looks like they're Googling the area codes. Yeah, okay, so the first... They're not even going to... What's going on? Okay, this is interesting. They're not even clicking Brasilia. Wait, what? That's interesting. Wait. That's it. That's gotta be a Googler. I think they... Wait. I'm gonna see if when you Google this, like, this thing shows up. I thought that they were Googling the area code. Actually, they were Googling this place. I'm gonna see if that's the case. I'll be right back. Yeah, so it ends up like... in the end, they actually were Googling this thing. They were not trying to find the area code. And yeah, like when you Google this thing, the first thing that pops up is like this place. So I thought they were trying to get the area code, but yeah. Especially because 61 would be Brasilia itself, and it's actually not like in the right state. I mean, it's close enough, this place. I mean, it's like understandable that it has the same area code, but yeah, definitely a Googler, like, no doubt. So let's just confirm that. And yeah, sufficient evidence was for scripting, because I mean, like, it doesn't really matter, like, they were Googling. So actually I should have put no scripting, but like, I mean, they definitely Googled. Okay, we have some Sweden here, right? Or is it Denmark, actually? Actually can't tell, but I mean, it should be Denmark? Like, the language looks more Danish. The buildings definitely look more Danish with the red brick. Let's see. Okay, so we have the place name or like something. I don't know what this person is trying to do. They're kind of going around here. I have no idea. Okay, this is some interesting stuff. Okay, so they got to the main street. Yeah, it should be Denmark, definitely. Will they just find this now? Okay, so they zoomed in on Copenhagen. Yeah, okay, like, I don't think that that's too suspicious, honestly. I thought they would 5K, like, randomly, and they didn't. Honestly, so here's my theory. They might have Googled like this at the start, but I feel like no. I feel like this person did not. Google anything, honestly. Like, they just got to the main street and realized that it's Denmark, probably. I mean, we have quite a few clues. And yeah, they just clicked Copenhagen because, like, why not? So, for this one, I'm not gonna say that they're guilty or that they're not guilty, but I'm gonna say insufficient evidence for both. So, yeah, I mean, that should remain, like, that still means that they're not guilty, in my opinion. But I'm not gonna say, like, that I'm 100% sure, even though, like, probably 99% they were not Googling or scripting. But yeah, I explained why I think that insufficient evidence should be the only option. So yeah, that's what I will do. Okay, we have some Philly. Will this person, my prediction is that they will find a sign and just Google something on it, because you have a lot of signs in Philly with the province or with, like, a district or something. Okay, nothing there. Let's see. They just guessed Philly. Yeah, okay, so this is not suspicious. Their opponent probably just didn't get the Philippines right, and they did. I mean, this is a pretty gettable... Okay, I don't know why I did that. This is a pretty gettable Philippines for, I think, even, like, lower rated players. Like, there's a lot of clues. We're driving on the right side. We have English. We have these signs, so, or chevrons rather. It looks tropical. A lot of stuff that point to Philly here. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this person is not guilty because their opponent probably didn't get this right and thought that they were cheating. Anyways, is this Chile or is it? It's probably Peru, actually. Okay, I'm actually not even sure, but it should be. Actually, we have white lines, so maybe Chile. Yeah. Okay. I can't see where they guessed. Yeah, nothing suspicious here. Like, this is just that some people know some metas and their opponents probably don't know any. So, like, they just get reported. I mean, I understand why you would report this if you're like I don't know, like a silver level player, because, like, how did this person get this? But it's really not that hard. So yeah, I feel like this person just knew the metas. Like, you have white lines, this kind of sandy stuff. We had Spanish, so he just clicked the Atacama Desert. So yeah, nothing really too suspicious there. I mean, it did look more northern, but with the dryness. But yeah, like, they just clicked Chile. So I feel like this is not a case of cheater. Let's continue. Here we have probably Cambodia, although it could be India. It's no move. We have the poop cam, so it's going to be either Cambodia or... So yeah, nothing really too suspicious there, honestly. The only suspicious thing to me is that they clicked in, like, South China Sea, I think, at first, but, like, they probably, yeah, they were just trying to click the map, probably. Even though it's kind of weird movement and, like, this clicking, but, like, yeah, I mean, I don't really usually do this. I would just zoom in on Cambodia and just click there, and if I'm trying to region guess, then I would adjust. But yeah, I mean, nothing too suspicious there, but they could be a scripter, I guess, so that's why I will leave this as insufficient evidence. But they're not guilty of Googling. I explained why I do this, so yeah, like, don't yell at me in the comments. Anyways, we have probably, is it Slovakia with these, I mean, these street signs look Slovakian. Okay, this person. Okay, that's a scripter. Yeah, okay, that's a scripter. Yeah, like, yeah, okay, so some of you didn't understand why that Sweden round, if you remember the last video. If you haven't seen that, go watch that after this one. But yeah, so here's the thing. This person is scripting, and they clicked the 5K from this distance. Like, they haven't zoomed in on the map yet, and they just clicked the 5K. The odds of that being the 5K are just astronomically low. Like, I can't explain to you how low the chances are. And they just clicked the 5K, and then they zoom in. Like, they just know that it's Košice in Slovakia. Then they zoom in, and oh, look at that, I just plonked the 5K. And then, instead of leaving it there, they adjust. Like, why would you move then? They move from the 5K, so yeah, like, definitely a scripter, but I just wanted to show you why I found that funny. So yeah, definitely a scripter. Anyways, let's continue. We have some Indonesia here, it's no move. We have a lot of oil palms. We're driving on the left side. I would say that this is probably just Sumatra or maybe Kalimantan, but most likely Sumatra. Okay, they're trying to line something up or something. I don't know why they keep looking down. Are they trying to find the north or something? I can't really tell. Okay, so the guess itself, let's see. So the guess itself is not weird. The guess itself is not weird. The weird part is the camera movement. However, like, there could be a lot of reasons for this weird camera movement. Like, maybe they were doing something, like, I mean, it's weird, it's definitely weird, but it's not weird to the point where I can say that, yeah, this person is scripting. And yeah, like, it's not really a hard round. We have a lot of oil palms, we have Indo-Poles. They clicked Thailand at first, and then they clicked Indo. I mean, again, doesn't really have to mean anything. So I feel like we just leave this one as insufficient evidence, because it's not really... I can't really be 100% sure that this person scripted or anything, but... and the guess itself is reasonable. I mean, they just guessed, like, Jambi, South Sumatra border. Like, I mean... yeah, that's where you guess probably 90% of the rounds, like somewhere in this part. It is kind of hilly, but like, I mean, yeah, like, I feel like this is a reasonable guess. The movement, the camera movement is definitely weird, but not enough for me to say that they're actually doing something weird. So I'm gonna say that they're not Googling for scripting. I'm gonna say that there's insufficient evidence. So that's what we'll do with this one. We have Brazil poll with this next one. Let me just check the time we have. Okay, we're 23 minutes in. I feel like I will just do it. I want to make this like a 30-minute video. Anyways, we have Brazil. This person is zooming in Roraima. Yeah, nothing really too crazy there. So yeah, I could get... I understand why this person might be suspicious to someone, but there's honestly like not really that much weirdness in this. I mean, they just zoomed in on Roraima and guessed. Like, I personally, I wouldn't have gone Roraima on this. Like, I don't go Roraima on this, but I'm not really the best at Brazil. I would have probably guessed like maybe Manaus or Santarém, but I feel like those would probably look more kind of lush probably. And this round, I mean, it's not dry, but I can understand why this is Roraima. So again, I don't know the ill of this person, but I feel like this is just not really that suspicious. So definitely not Googling. And for scripting, like, I mean, they shouldn't be scripting, but do we say not guilty? Like, I just know that someone is going to yell at me in the comments for not saying not guilty, but I just want to leave it at insufficient evidence. In my opinion, they're not guilty, but like, yeah, I think I'll just leave it at this. Don't yell at me, please. Anyways, what is this, Mexico? I feel like we will do this case and maybe one more after that. Okay, it's moving this time, so we'll probably find some info. It looks more southern, definitely, or like southeast, if you want to say. Okay, let's see. Campeche. Okay, yeah, that fits. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so they're zooming in on Uruguay and Paraguay. So I'm gonna assume that this is a low rated person. So let's see. Will they now stop and just find Campeche in Mexico? Okay, so I think that they realized that it's Spanish, and that's why they zoomed in on Uruguay. So far, nothing really too suspicious. If they 5k Campeche all of a sudden, that will probably be suspicious, but if they guess Mexico in the end... Okay, so they did switch to... Okay, so So let's see, why this is weird? This is weird because of the fact that they zoomed in on Uruguay. So they zoomed in here, and why did they decide to change their initial guess? And why Uruguay? Like, there's so many countries that speak Spanish in Latin America. I mean, basically all of them. So why switch to Mexico then? Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah, maybe they played with someone and they told that person to Google Campeche or something. That could be the case, but I mean, I can't really prove that, can I? But the weird part is, I mean, the guess itself is not weird. Like, they just clicked, they didn't even click the city, they just clicked in the middle of the state, and that's why they got very close. That's not the weird part. The weird part is that they moved randomly from Uruguay to Mexico. And yeah, like, their knowledge in the beginning, their knowledge seems to be like very poor, and then all of a sudden they just realize, wait, this is Mexico. Like, why is it not Ecuador? Why is it not Venezuela? If you zoomed in on Paraguay, like at first, why is it not Bolivia? Why is it not Colombia? Panama? Like, why is it Mexico all of a sudden? So that's the weird part. And yeah, I feel like this is actually a Googler. Maybe someone helped them with the Googling. Like, why would you switch from... I'm gonna say that they're Googling. Like, why would you switch from Uruguay to Mexico? Like, there's so many countries to choose from, and you just end up picking the right one. Like, I feel like that's just very unlikely to be the case. So I feel like this person did Google. I may be wrong, but that's what I'm going to say. And we have moving for our final game of the day, and it's New Zealand. We have this this pole looks very New Zealand, the pavement looks very New Zealand, and the overall landscape, we're driving on the left side of the road, and yeah, let's see, they're moving, they're looking for some info. There doesn't seem to be any info nearby, so yeah, let's see what ends up happening. This will be a long one. This actually appears to be a long round. They had some info at the start of the round though, so they could have already Googled, but we'll see. Okay, are they trying to go back to that sign? The camera movement here is already weird. Maybe they're using the fast movement. I don't know if we would be able to see that in this replay. And now they are not doing anything. That's also very suspicious. Let's not accuse them just yet, but already somewhat suspicious. If they just zoom in on the 5K now, I'm gonna assume that they just Googled something. Okay, they're zooming on. Oh wait, it's Tasmania actually. It's not even New Zealand. Wow. Okay, I'm bad. Anyways, yeah, I've had the Tasmania polls actually, not New Zealand polls. So I'm gonna after this, I'm gonna Google this thing that they had at the start. I forgot what the name of that was, but we have it. We have it back there. So let's see. They know that it's Tasmania. Maybe they just know the metas, but they didn't really zoom in on Australia at first. Let's see. This one is interesting. Okay, Brook. Is that what the thing said? Okay, this one is kind of weird. Like, it's not the most suspicious round ever, but it is a bit suspicious. Let's see. Okay, what's there? What made them go there? Okay, yeah, so this is the thing. What made them click here? Yeah, this is a Googler. So I'm gonna take a moment and Google this on the other tab to see. So Brooklyn Park in Australia. So let's see. I think that's probably the only thing that they could have Googled. So I'm gonna Google that. Okay, so I think there's something interesting that I want to show you. I think there's a bug with the camera movement in this replay, or maybe like some of the replays, and they need to fix this. So this is the thing. At first I was like, why are they standing here? Like, why are they doing nothing here? But then I went back, and actually when you go back, so if I go from here and just go back to this part, we can see, like, wait, like, okay, I think it's bugged. So yeah, see this. They were actually by this sign, and when I was looking at this the first time, I mean, you can see that in the video probably, it appears as if they are looking at nothing. So actually they were looking at this sign, and they will zoom in a second, I think, and this sign. So I think this is a pretty clear case of a Googler. So it says Avondale on this sign, and like yeah, they're taking like a lot of time, and I think they will zoom in on this sign. I'm not sure, but they will definitely zoom in on Tasmania. But yeah, I feel like this might, yeah. So they zoom in on this after all that time, probably to check better if it actually said Avondale. And yeah, after that, like straight zoom into Tasmania. And again, it would help to know the IL of this person, but yeah, so I think they were trying to find it on the map. Let's see. Again, doesn't have to be a Googler. Why did they click there? That's like another, I mean, they maybe they're scanning, but I feel like they did Google, and I will tell you why. Like, I feel like they're trying to find it on the map, and simultaneously they're looking at their Google tab. I think that's the case. So yeah, this is like taking forever now. I think I actually don't want to skip because maybe it gets bugged again. And yeah, then they found Avondale, so probably it's right there. So they click there. Again, I don't know why. They're not really doing the best job. So actually this is the, no, wait. Okay, they found it probably. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I can't be 100% sure that they're Googling. They didn't Google the Brooklyn Park. Because it's like the fourth option that comes up. So I don't think that, not fourth, actually, like it doesn't even show up at first. It does show up if you Google Brooklyn Park, Tasmania. But if you just Google Brooklyn Park, it just sends you to USA. So I don't think that's the case. But again, it would help to know the elo of this person. If this is like a silver player, they're probably Googling. If this is like a master or gold level player, yeah, you could make the case of them just knowing that it's Tasmania, because I mean, we have Tasmania polls, but it doesn't look that way to me. So, and again, they took so much time to find this Avondale thing. Like, why are you spending so much time looking at this sign? It doesn't really say Tasmania anywhere on this. So yeah, I feel like they did Google. So actually, here's what we will do. I'm not 100% sure that they're Googling because of, I mean, you have some clues for Tasmania here. We are driving on the left side of the road and there's like this Tasmania possum guard. So it's gettable, like this person might be legit. The weird part is definitely the long staring at the sign. So what I will do is I will leave this unanswered for now, and I'm gonna ask you to comment if you think that this person cheated or not, and then we will decide in the next episode. So yeah, that's what we will do. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.